I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something to consider when making network requests in Redux-Saga. So let me tell you a little bit about what I got set up here. So I've just done the normal create React app setup, but then I've also gone through the Redux and Redux-Saga getting started guides. So essentially, I just have an app with a counter. Um, Looks like this, where I've hooked up the increment and decrement buttons to perform a fetch request to some random example URL. Um, you can see the actions getting dispatched here. Um, so one problem uh, when making network requests in Redux-Saga is that you have to kind of consider what happens if the user spams your button that kicks off the requests. So typically, an effect people use most often is take latest, because if a user spams a button 10 times, usually only the 10th time is the one you want to actually reflect onto the screen. So you use this effect to sort of, well, not sort of, it does cancel all of the previous Saga tasks that were pending for those previous button clicks, and only considers the latest tasks. The problem is uh, take latest when it cancels previous pending tasks. It doesn't have any way of hooking into the essentially the promises that your network requests are running in, so those don't cancel. They actually all run to completion. Um, this can be a problem mainly because browsers are actually limited to how many network requests can be pending at any given time. So if a user spams your button a whole bunch of times, you can have the requests you actually care about being blocked by the requests you don't care about. So depending on how long these requests take to return, this can be a big time waster. It is very easy to actually hook up those promises uh, into the Redux-Saga cancellation workflow. So here's my API. Essentially, it's just a fetch request. I've a then and a catch, and these two commented lines here are all you'll need. So Redux-Saga symbols is a separate package you have to install. Essentially, this cancel is just a string that looks something like it's like at Redux cancel promise. And so you just import that token and add it onto your promise. And then you need to pass it whatever method you're using to abort your request. Since I'm using fetch, I'm using the abort controller abort. So let me save this, and so let me just click it once. You'll see it fetched. I don't have a delay on this, so I've got to be really fast here. But if I spam this a whole bunch of times, you can see the Saga was getting canceled, but then my my abort controller actually canceled my promises. So even though I clicked it, looks like 5 times, you only see one actual fetch response that made it through. So I hope that's helpful for somebody. It definitely took me a while to even consider this problem. So happy coding.